Seltzer. And this is hard seltzer. 2019 was the unofficial summer of hard seltzer, and none made a bigger splash than White Claw. Sales of White Claw were up 250% since it was introduced in 2016. Now, White Claw is the #1 hard seltzer brand, fronting a $1 billion industry. This is Suddenly Obsessed. Seltzer has a long and storied history dating back to the 1700s. Barry Joseph, the guy who wrote the book on seltzer, says there are 4 important moments in seltzer's rise.
Beat 1, spas. People traveling from cities to go to rural locations where mineral carbonated water came up from the ground. Beat 2, people figured out how to manufacture that spa water so you didn't have to travel outside the city and you can have it at a pharmacy. Beat 3, soda shops are now making seltzer. It's clear, it's pure, there's no mineral. You can now buy it in a store. Beat 4, it's the 1980s and people are adding flavors and you can buy them with flavors in the store and bring them to your home.
Over the last decade, sales of seltzer have grown as brands like LaCroix, Perrier, and Spendrift began using social media in their marketing efforts.
When LaCroix first hit the market in the mid-90s, it was pretty much seen as a drink for Midwest soccer moms. But over the last 10 years, it's been completely transformed through Instagram as the drink of a generation.
But perhaps the biggest reason for seltzer's rise is that millennials are shying away from sugary soda drinks.
Health is now the #1 concern among Americans. We're all trying to seek healthier lifestyles and find balance in our lifestyles. And something like sparkling water or a seltzer is a great way and a great beverage option for us to do that.
The hard seltzer market nearly tripled over the past year, growing more than 190%. And a big contributing factor of that is the 2019 summer phenomenon, White Claw.
Ain't no freaking laws when you drinking the gold. Ain't no freaking laws when you drinking the gold.
White Claw debuted in 2016 under Mark Anthony Brands, which also owns Mike's Hard Lemonade. But it took almost 3 years for White Claw to become the unofficial mascot of summer fun. Comedian Trevor Wallace's YouTube parody video, Drinks White Claw Once, took the White Claw lifestyle viral. The company says it had nothing to do with it.
All of that work started to turn into a snowball of social media that then, exploded.
Soon enough, it seemed like every millennial sitting on a beach, out on a boat, or just hanging out with friends had a White Claw in their hand. Part of the reason for their popularity is simple. Hard seltzers are comparable to beer in terms of alcohol percentage, but tend to have fewer calories and carbs, which proves to be a really strong selling point.
They're doing a really fantastic job at communicating that to consumers.
And as health and wellness trends continue to rise, consumers are getting pickier about what they put in their bodies.
Consumers are really seeking more mindful drinking occasions, and that can happen in a couple different ways. Either you can abstain from drinking overall, or you might be looking for an option that is lower calorie and that has some of those health aspects to it.
White Claw isn't just seltzer with a spirit like vodka added to it. It's actually brewed like beer. It's made with a mixture of gluten-free grains and sugars. That mixture is fermented into alcohol, which is then purified to remove odors, colors, and tastes. That base is then mixed with water and other flavors. That process allows White Claw to keep the alcohol percentage lower than that of a spirit or wine drink. It also keeps the price down. A 6-pack of White Claw costs around $9 in New York City. According to New York Magazine, if the drink was distilled as a premium spirit, like vodka, it would be taxed like one and cost almost $2 more. Right now, White Claw drinkers are mostly millennials, ranging in age from 21 to 35. While beer has traditionally been marketed to men, White Claw's advertising efforts cater to both men and women, and it's paying off. Their consumer demographic is split nearly 50-50.
A lot of that's been choiceful for us. You don't just hang out with guys, you don't just hang out with girls, you hang out with everybody.
Hard seltzer holds 3.4% of the total share of the beer, flavored malt beverage, and cider market. The dramatic increase in popularity hasn't gone unnoticed. Big beer has entered the playing field. Anheuser-Busch InBev, the big beer giant behind Budweiser, Bud Light, and Natural Light, acquired Spike Seltzer from Nick Shields in 2016 and renamed it Bon and Viv. Bon and Viv did so well that in August of 2019, AB InBev launched a second line of hard seltzer called Natural Light Seltzer. It sold about 480,000 12-packs in 3 months.
Our sales doubled in a very, very short period of time. So we believe that we are coming in at the right time to offer variety and affordability in a segment that is growing very quickly.
AB InBev is just one of the major beer companies that are starting to compete in this space. White Claw's biggest competitor is Boston Beer Company's Truly. Truly's sales grew 177% in 2019. The company said Truly is now larger than established brands like Stella Artois and Blue Moon. But the increased competition isn't exactly scaring White Claw.
I'm excited for all the new consumers they're going to bring into the category because I feel like we have such a great product, and if we can get them to try it, then hopefully they'll continue to be loyal fans.
White Claw may not have the national recognition that a company like AB InBev has, but it also doesn't have a huge portfolio of products to maintain. In fact, White Claw's market share has actually increased along with the added competition.
If you go back a year ago, there were maybe 20 seltzer brands available in the country, and we had about a 40 to 45 share of the seltzer category. If you fast forward to today, there are almost 80 seltzer brands in the category, and our share is a 63.
That's the power of marketing.
It's so amazing to think about how everyone feels like the brand is everywhere, but only 6% of households have actually bought, whereas 70+% of households buy beer.
There is a very real chance White Claw goes the way of Zima or Crystal Pepsi, but the numbers show that hard seltzer as a category isn't going anywhere anytime soon.